On two. Ready? Break.
What's good?
Welcome.
This is the Football Frame of Mind weekly show, man. Weekly football show of the week, man. You know, it's Sunday. So you know what that means, right? It's time to talk some ball. Not balls, ball. Y'all know the drill, man. Give this video a like, man. We appreciate all of the viewership, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Like everything. Like it all, man. We're on all the platforms, including Twitch. So if you're into that, check it out, man. But we're everywhere. Just type in Football Frame of Mind, man. We got enough views and stuff for us to pop up at the top of the thing, man. So stay away from the phonies out there, man. As long as you see my face or Brandon's face, you should really know what the time it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, good week, but you know the drill. Before we get started, man, how you doing?
Let's talk about that. Man, it's gonna be a thing. Man, jam-packed weekend of football, man. Yesterday was crazy. Today has been crazy, man. We are in the thick of things in college football and in the NFL. We're really starting to see certain teams pull away and really have a true identity. And we're starting to see some other teams who maybe we thought had an identity, and they're starting to kind of fall at the wayside. So definitely got a lot of good games and storylines to go over, man. But like you said before, make sure to follow us on all major social media platforms. Don't forget about YouTube as well. If you're more of an audio person, all audio platforms. And if you are into streaming content like games and stuff, like he said, we are on Twitch as well. Definitely check it out. You will not be disappointed.
Nope, you won't be, man. You won't be. So, but nonetheless, man, let's get started, man. A lot of stuff to talk about, man. So we're gonna start with some college football, man. All right, so the new AP poll is out, man. Didn't expect Ohio State to drop that far, man.
I picked it.
Let's see. So it'd be there shortly. All right, man. Take your time, bro. But didn't expect Ohio State to drop that far. One point loss to Oregon, man. So it wasn't really surprised by that, man. See, Mizzou's up 2 spots after beating on UMass like that. Bama really didn't move because the game was really close, right? So I didn't expect them to move that much, man. You guys didn't move too much either. Not
we were
as much
13, so
that's not that much.
5 spots.
I thought y'all would have been a lot higher than that, to be honest with you. Because you know, y'all made y'all should have been higher, probably higher than us, considering the fact that Ole Miss is just some dumbasses. That's pretty much why y'all should be higher than us. They was just dumb. I don't know how the hell I'm watching it. I'm like, man, okay, they got this less than 2 minutes left. Ain't no way LSU gonna win this thing, man. It's like just sit on the ball, like whatever, right? Nope. Didn't do that. Wake up the next day, LSU done won. Yo, how is that possible? Ole Miss is
I watched from start to finish, and I know we're gonna get into it, but that was definitely one of the top games of the week, to be completely clear.
Yeah, man, I agree. It was definitely one of those, man.
Let's talk about how Army and Navy are both in the top 25.
Oh yeah, man.
God. That's crazy.
I'm excited. I'm excited about that.
Army's starting to play like it's NCAA 14 again. They about to run the table and make the natty, bro.
man, don't get my hopes up, man. Because they still
I just want to see them make the playoff. Like, for them, that would be huge. Oh, my gosh. The fact
That'd
that
be
they're even
good.
ranked with Navy right now is huge. Like, I'm really impressed, and I hope they can really run the table and maybe get a playoff spot, man.
I agree. I want them to do the same, man. I want them to get in there, man. But I know Navy got to play Notre Dame and USC. I
Never know,
think
though.
Army got to play the same. I think they at least got to play Notre Dame at some point. So I know. So I
like
know.
what Army's doing.
Yeah, I do too, but I don't think they got enough to beat Notre Dame. They would have to like seriously sit on the ball. Like seriously.
You'd have
We're
to
talking what Vandy did to us.
Yeah.
Like 42 minutes of offense, right? You got
but it's possible the way that the kind of offense and stuff that they run, I mean, it's not entirely impossible.
No, it's not. It's just
but
like,
you'd have
man,
to have a bomb-ass freaking bomb game plan, to say the least.
Just like we were just stupid against Vandy. Like, just I still can't get over that shit. That was just so stupid, bro. That was stupid.
It could be worse. Could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it could.
You live, you learn, and hey, y'all shook back and got a dub, so it worked out.
Yeah, Burley. That shit was stupid.
A dub is a dub, though.
Man, not if you Alabama. No, it ain't the same. It ain't the same, dog. It's not the same. Now, for your team, that's the mindset. But when you talk about Bama, it's not the same.
Yeah, but nope. I mean, but the scenario that y'all are in kind of warrants that, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just bullshitting.
Yeah. No, I get you.
What's up? Yeah,
what's going on?
Dogs? No, how about Kirby Smart giving dude the old
Kirby Smart saying he tussling with them players, bro.
What's about Kirby Smart giving the guy the old Woody Harris or whatever his name is? Yeah, go pushing the player. What about that, man?
That dude wild.
I still don't understand what happened there, man. But
that was
very odd. Yeah. But last thing about the AP, man, Brett Bielema, top 25 team. Come on, man. Illinois doing anything, man. So I don't know if they'll beat Ohio State or Oregon.
You never know, man.
But I don't know, man. They gotta show me that first before I be like, oh, that's cool. I can't pick no upsets, man, because like, dude, shit gotta go right. Like extremely good.
Yeah, you can't have too many mistakes at all. Like you need all the dominoes to fall in your favor.
Like nobody thought Alabama was gonna lose to Vandy, bro. Nobody. Except Chris.
But you know how the SEC is, though.
Yeah, man, but dog, y'all ain't even lost. Y'all ain't even lost to Vandy in a long time, bro.
And we're not looking to start this year.
So come on, man. Like nobody. Like, dude, that was just like the perfect storm of just complete idiotic football, bro. I was so mad, dog. But Jim Russ says
Kirby ain't playing. Kirby said he's standing on business. That's
man. Business, man.
Business.
For real, man. All right, so let's get into the obvious, man. So obviously Ohio State takes the loss here. Don't know what Will Howard was thinking, just sliding with the time.
What? Where's the game awareness there? I see him drop back, and I'm like, okay, you got to get rid of the ball. And he goes, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, there's no time. Like, where are you going? And then he slides. I'm like, dog, where was your head at? Anybody else as a quarterback, bro, like, what is going on there? Situational awareness.
What's up, Emily?
Hey, how's it going?
I can't believe I missed our comment. I'm tripping.
Dude, that was insane. But this was back and forth the entire game. What's going on?
What's up, Cecil? Is who that in your background on your picture? I gotta know that. It look like who's that? Dodgers?
Oof.
Can you tell? Because I can't tell.
No, hold on. Let me see.
That Houston?
Who is that? That looks like I see 99. That's different teams. That's not all the same thing.
Oh, okay. So
I
that's
see like
like the
Aaron
L.
Judge. I think I see Otani in there and some other people.
Oh, okay, so that's the
Playoff thing.
LCS playoff picture there.
Yeah.
Okay, I was curious, Cecil, who you had on there. Shit, baseball doing fun too, man. Shit, we should start a baseball show too on the network, man. Just start talking all shit about damn, I ain't gonna say the Rays right now because they going through it. But I'll say a team like the Oakland A's or Las Vegas A's or we'll just say the A's right now.
I feel for them though. I can't rag on. I feel for them. Like I grew up like they had a lot of really good players.
That's what we thought. Yeah. That's what we thought.
So good assumption. But this game was crazy, bro.
Yeah,
constant,
man.
Back and forth.
Yeah, it looked like Dylan Gabriel finally showing that Marcus Mariota stuff that I thought he was gonna show.
You wanted them to make a statement. Like they needed to prove themselves, and this was the perfect stage to do it. And on the biggest stage, man, they pulled it out, man. Very impressive win. And Dylan Gabriel looked really good in this game. Able to put the team on his back and really just get it done at the end of the day with 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. They did really good on the ground, over 100 yards rushing. And Evan Stewart, bro, 7 for 149, man. 8.
He's good, man.
We both said he was good. Man, I respect the A's, man.
Man, we ain't no A's disrespect over here, man. We just think they owners a damn dumbass. That's all.
Yeah, I agree.
He is a dumb ass, man. Like, bro, like what you own, man? You know? Like what you own? Get out. Get out. Get your ass out. Come in here talking about some Skip the Lou. Anyway, but nah, man. I expected Judkins to have a lot more yards in this game, to be honest with you.
They fed Henderson, it looks like.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Like, bro, like use both of them, man.
Henderson's good, man, but I like the versatility of Judkins and like what he can bring to your offense. I thought they were utilizing him a lot more early on. I don't know why. It seems like they're kind of feeding Henderson lately. He's good, don't get me wrong, but
yeah, but I mean, when you got a 2-headed monster like that, man, you have to use it. Doesn't make sense, man. Like I've seen Alabama do it countless times, man. Like when the last time we really had like a serious 1,000-yard rusher? Like the last few years,
same thing with us.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like y'all
we
too.
Do the same thing.
Like bro, like when the last time y'all had a running back just
I was gonna say Darius Geis, but I think Hilaire may have went for 1,000.
Hilaire went for 1,000. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But since then, though, it seems like it's been more running back by committee. You usually have like more of a power back, a receiving back. You know what I mean? They like to interchange different guys. Especially this year, we've used a few different people too.
Yeah, like what's the word I'm looking for, man? Yeah, Darius Geis was good, but Elias Hilaire definitely went over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I think he was like 1,300. I think.
Because that was the whole thing about that 2019 team, though, that you had Joe Burrow with
Chase and Jefferson.
Yeah, you had Burrow with like 5,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Chase and Jefferson with like 1,000 yards, right? Mm-hmm. And then the tight end had over 500.
Thaddeus Moss, yeah.
Yeah, and then Clyde had over 1,000. That's what everybody was talking about. Yeah. Geis was off.
Man, dude, Darius Geis, bro. Like I know we're getting a little off topic, but like. We always talk about Fournette, and Fournette was like a beast in himself. But dude, Geis was nasty. I know y'all see what he did to that freaking punter.
Fournette was okay, bro.
Oh my
Fournette was okay. Fournette was okay.
No, Fournette was really good, bro. He was a beast among men. But I will say he did get exposed that season when it was him and Henry going back and forth to win the Heisman, and they ended up kind of like shutting him down.
Yeah, because I was like, somebody Heisman finna either start or begin in that game, right? Because like he had beat up on some like Auburn or whatever, and then his yards just started going down and down and down. So I'm like, what's going on? But then Derrick Henry stuff started going up and up and up. I was like, somebody about to go. Somebody Heisman hopes is going to be dashed in this game, right? And something happened, bro. I don't know. We ain't played run defense that good in a long time, bro. It's coming from a Bama fan. So
but they knew what the game plan was, though. They knew if they didn't shut him down, it was going to get nasty. So
yeah. Y'all was one dimensional at the time, bro. Like
we were able to throw the ball. I mean, you had Mettenberger and all that, but I mean, he wasn't like the greatest.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing it like your boy. Goddamn, who was the one that was really good, man? It wasn't Mettenberger, man.
Matt Flynn?
Goddamn. Yeah, Matt Flynn could spin it. He could spin it. He could spin it. I liked him, man. I liked the black dude y'all had too. Rohan Davey. I like him too.
That was the first LSU game I ever went to. That was the quarterback that was playing. That was a long time, like 2001.
Yeah, I like Rohan Davey, man. That was my dude, man. And he played on the Patriots too, I think.
Yeah,
so
he was like the second or third string.
Yeah, I liked him, man. And he played on the he played in NFL Europe too. I forgot which team he was on. Cause I used to watch that shit heavy. I used to watch that shit heavy back in the day, bro. That NFL Europe, man. But who was the dude named JT O'Sullivan? He played on the damn. He played on the Galaxy or something. One of them teams, bro.
He does his own like he does like his own thing now where he has like a course and everything where he teaches like offenses, NFL offenses, and all kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, bro. I was heavy on that. I think Rohan played for the Berlin Thunder, if I'm not mistaken, bro. Damn, bro. Because I know Kurt Warner played for the Admirals, but I don't know what city. Amsterdam. They was in Amsterdam. Because I remember he played on there. But I was heavy on that damn NFL Europe, man. I'm mad they canceled that shit. That shit was cool, man. I was like, oh shit. And then they had the team that you was on, like on your jersey, right? So they had it underneath here. So you knew who was on like what team or the dudes who was free agents and shit. I was like, that's tight, bro. Tight. I was like, shoot, if I don't get drafted as a kid, I was like, man, if I don't get drafted, I'm going to NFL Europe. I want that Galaxy helmet or the Berlin Thunder with the damn Thor hammer. I want that shit. Woo! That was fire, man. Good times, though. Good times.
Younger viewers may not remember that, but
man, younger viewers, they don't know nothing about the NFL Europe, they don't know nothing about that. That was that shit, though. All right, man. So
you can speak
to discuss this game, man. We're gonna bring in the OG of the sports media network,
the
villain sports media
Mr.
network.
Anderson.
Hopefully, I'm trying to get his damn wait till his camera come on, man.
Mr. Anderson.
That shit was funny, man. Dude,
that's
on the
gotta
top
be his 10. Intro. We should do that as an intro for him.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Hey, you on that, Andrew?
He said he getting set up.
Oh, okay. Well,
play his intro. Right, play his theme music like Dion would say.
Play my song. That's some funny stuff, man. Hey, you seen how Dion was like, dude asked him, what'd you think about your son? You know, what do you think about Shiloh's first game back? He was like, he played horrible. I was like, yo, he ain't got no chill. Everybody, Oh, who playing tonight? I gotta know that. See, so who playing? I forgot who was playing tonight.
We got knocked out, bro, so I don't want to talk about it.
Who, the Astros? Oh yeah, y'all got tore up by them damn y'all
Detroit.
got tore up by them Tigers, dog.
Yeah, and then the team that knocked them out, I wish they still had the regular name they had too. So, but no, had to change that name.
Oh, Mets and Dodgers. Okay.
Now I want the Mets to
and
make
Dodgers.
it, bro.
Yeah, me too. I kind of want a Subway Series, man. New York and New York.
Have the Mets win the World Series.
Nah, I ain't gonna go
I
that
don't like
far.
the Yankees, dog.
Damn, Dodgers up 2-0. But you know what? I ain't even tripping off that though, because the Mets is like a late inning team. So you could be up by like 3 or something, and they can come back and win, man. It's just the Dodgers got a fucking OD lineup, bro. And then the crazy thing about it, man. The crazy thing about the Dodgers is you might get past Freeman or Otani or Mookie Betts, right? And then Teoscar Hernandez just hit a home run out of no fucking where. Like you just looking at them and go out the park. You like, yo, what's up? You know. Then they got not Gavin Stone, man. That's a pitcher. They got somebody, man. Like, yeah, see, so that's what I'm saying. If they pitching holds up, it's like they unbeatable. Like this let me say, hit my music.
Yeah, if I was telling you guys, like, Dion, hit my music.
Bro, we ain't got no music, bro.
But
But
really
what we can do, we can do this. But see what we can do, since we don't own the rights to that on our YouTube channel, we can hit his music like this though. All right, welcome Andrew the villain.
So that theme song literally is mine. It has my name in it. Like I own that.
Yeah, I was gonna say his intro was actually his.
Hey! I am just the messenger. Don't hit the guy. I just go off of what YouTube says every time it comes up. You don't own that, so you can't monetize this video.
It's literally mine. I own it. It has my literal name in it.
It does.
Hey, take it up with YouTube, man. They be wilding sometimes.
Yeah, we almost got demonetized one time for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, man. I was like, yo.
We woke up and I'm like, dude, like, what's going on? Like, he's like, what are you talking about?
I was like, yo, y'all the one told me to get the music.
Hey, some of my other commercials and stuff, they play in sync. So I get it. I get why they trying to give you the business on that, but that's literally mine. I own that. My theme song. So, I mean, I get it. I'm not trying to get you demonetized, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's mine, has my name in it, College Sports Villains. Like, I own that. But yeah, no, I mean,
Emily in the house. Yeah. Hey, that's her husband. Yep. We are talking football today, man. But welcome, Andrew, Mr. Anderson, to the show, man. Got a couple comments in here, man. Every sports secondary, and then Cecil is a diehard baseball fanatic. Hey, man, me too. I'm trying to get back into it. You know, obviously not a sports show like that. But I'm trying to get back into college basketball, man. I all this one and done stuff just kind of messed me up a little bit. Like you can't really follow nobody because everybody leaving early, But nonetheless, man, let's get into this game, man. We got South Carolina taking on my Alabama Tide, man. This was a cool game, man. Cool game. Like, here's the crazy thing about it, right? I'm watching this shit, and I'm like, yo, we have 14-0, right? I'm like, this is perfect. We've just cruised the rest of the game, bro. Score a couple touchdowns here or there, right? And then it just fell through. Like, bro, we just forgot how to play for a whole second quarter, bro. Well, we just forgot to play. Like, yo, we got a whole other 2 quarters to go. I mean, you got fumbles, penalties, sacks, interceptions, all kind of stuff. And South Carolina just goes and cuts it to 2 at the end of the half, right? And I was like, damn, what we doing, G? Right? And I mean, they get the ball in the second half, right? And they took all the time off the clock, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing. Like, bro, I ain't seen time melt away like that since I ain't seen nothing melt away like that since Terminator 2 when they dipped dude in the steel, right? And he just like melted or some shit, right? And then like it started to cool and then he came back together or something like that. That's what South Carolina did, man. They took off all the time off the clock. It was like 6 minutes in the third. And they was on their first possession. I was like, yo, are you serious right now? You know?
Like, what y'all doing, bro?
Yeah, I was like, yo, we're not doing this. I'm like, yo, we're not doing this again, are we? And then like it was wild, dog. And then like we score, and then they score, right? Well, they score to take the lead, and then we go down and score, right? Here's the crazy part, right? They get the ball, I think, with the lead, and they fumble it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get the ball and then score, right? I was like, okay, cool, yay, whatever, right? Go down there, right? We take like a 2-touchdown lead. You know, Jalen Milroe to dude who transferred from Washington, right? Like, cool, whatever, right? Bam, close it up. They let these dudes go down the field and score. He probably outside. He probably outside. He probably outside. And what's crazy is, man, dude, they got like a 6'5" receiver. So I'm like, yo, eventually they gonna throw it to this guy, right? Eventually, like you might as well just throw it up. He can just try to go get it, right? And then he does it and he scores, right? But you see the play, which is crazy, right? I'm thinking, man, ain't no way he caught that. But he did. He stuck one foot in and caught that thing, man.
It was nice.
Yeah, that was a nice catch, man. So, but the part that's like really pissed me off, man, which is like you hate to compare, you know, Saban to Kalen DeBoer, right? But one thing that Alabama never really had to worry about, except for kicking in the special teams department, was everything else. We could do onside kicks. We could kick extra points. Like, we could kick off the ball. We could punt the ball pretty well. We just couldn't make field goals when we needed to, right? I ain't never seen nobody have like 3 linebackers on your hands team, bro. 3? Those are dudes you don't want on the onside kick team. They don't catch the ball that often, man. So, but nonetheless, man, Alabama gets the win here, man. I was not impressed with Jalen Milroe that much, but I will say his offensive line really didn't give him nothing for real today or yesterday because there's a few times, bro, he was dropping back to pass and defensive lineman was in his lap already. You know, like you can't have that. You know, especially for a guy that's still learning the position. Dude come rushing up the middle. It's panic time. I gotta get up out of here. Too many people around me. You know, so but that's the Alabama side, man. It was a good win to wash off the stench of that Vandy loss, but we got a long way to go, man. We got Tennessee coming in here next week. We go to Tennessee, so I don't know. But Andrew, I hate that orange, man. But Andrew, man, what do you think about this game from your side?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to help a couple other buddies out there having problems with their stream right now. I'm not sure what's going on.
Are they going at the same time as us?
Well, they're going to go on Tuesdays. So, but they're trying to get a test because one of their buddies have bounced out on them. So it's just them, and they can't get it. Like when they go on StreamYard, you know how we shared it automatically pulls up the video. Like it's just putting a broken link up for them, and I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so this game, I mean, really, at the end of the day, South Carolina. They outplayed Alabama. They outgained Alabama rushing yards, passing yards. Their defense was better. It came down to turnovers. That's what it came down to at the end of the day. Lenore Sellers actually outplayed Jalen Milroe, and that was really shocking. But he was the better quarterback in this game, except he fumbled 3 times, and that was the difference in the game. Without the 3 fumbles, South Carolina wins this game probably by 10. But that's at the end of the day, South Carolina's 3-3. They're going to win 4 or 5 more games. They're going to beat Oklahoma. They're better than them. But the analysis on this is Alabama is a playoff team, right? Well, this is a problem for Alabama. They lost at Vanderbilt. Should have lost to South Carolina by 10. And what happened? They would have got beat by 10 or more if it wasn't for the 3 turnovers. Alabama is a shook team right now. Their defense is very bad, and what's going on the offensive side of the ball, Milroe was confused by South Carolina's defense the whole game, with the exception of 3 or 4 big plays. They confused his scheme. He was throwing interceptions that he never seen him do. He was confused several times throwing the ball out of bounds. You best believe teams like Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, and all of them are watching what happened to Alabama these last 2 games. South Carolina's not going to the playoffs. They got screwed against LSU with the refs. Ole Miss with the faking injuries. Honestly, I think Ole Miss should have to just take a forfeit for their whole season for what they do. Making kids fake injuries. Lane Kiffin should be fired. The team should be put down for the rest of the season. It's a goddamn travesty that happened. But at the end of the day, Alabama has big concerns. South Carolina is a good team, don't get me wrong. This is not an embarrassing win for Alabama that they come back, they force some turnovers and won. South Carolina is good. But South Carolina is not Texas good. South Carolina is not Oregon good. And that's going to be a problem for Alabama come playoff time.
Yeah, man. I agree, man. I don't like this defense at all. I think it makes it too easy for every quarterback we play against, man. I mean, Sellers is almost in the same category as Milroe in quarterback development, right? They still learning the position every year, right? They're getting better. So the fact that he was at like 75% completion percentage at one time lets you know that if a better quarterback plays against us, right? That's crazy. That's making it too easy. Diego Pavia did the same thing. He was at like 60, 70% at one time. And his down the field ability isn't at that top level, right? So something you got to see that week after week. Now, I get it. The game plan was to stop the run game, whether it be Rocket Sanders or Sellers or whatever, right? So you went into the game trying to stop the run. But at the same time, it really didn't. I mean, Sanders still got off. Sellers still got off. The other guy, he got off too. So then you make it easy on the passing as well because Sellers had almost a career day, except for the turnover. So the 4-2-5 just isn't working, dog. It's just not working. I don't know what it is. No NFL team runs this defense. Nobody. So the fact that they're running it in this typical thing, it's like it bothers me, man. Andrew's right, man. It's gonna be a problem if we continue to like win and get into the playoffs. We're gonna play some really good ass quarterbacks, and down the stretch we are too. We got Tennessee next week. Got LSU. They got a pretty good quarterback, right? You might have to play Texas in the ACC championship game should you get there, right? And then you got other quarterbacks from other schools that are really good too that you'll have to meet in the playoffs, right? So it's a problem, man, and I don't like it. What's up, Wendy? Roll Tide to you too. Finally got somebody that like it.
So Tennessee pulled out a win over a very, very, very bad Florida team. So Tennessee is a broken team. Arkansas put out the schematic to beat them. Alabama's defense, even though it's shaky, is better than Arkansas by far. Their offense is better. Tennessee is a broken team. I don't think Alabama's going to have a problem with them. I don't see that going on the stretch. LSU, once again, South Carolina without the fake penalties, go up 2 touchdowns with the pick sixes. But with that being said, to come back and really, really come back on Ole Miss, even though Ole Miss was cheating the whole time, and get the win shows that LSU has developed really good throughout the year, week after week after week. So LSU is a problem for Alabama. That is a fact. They're going to be a real problem for them. Alabama just, I don't know, man. Alabama's got problems right now on defense, and their offense can't score enough points against teams that are good to win the game with the defense playing that the way they are. If Alabama were to go to the playoffs this year, they would not be there long unless they fix whatever's wrong on defense.
See, I disagree. I think offensively we are right. We are right. You just have to. You got to stop some teams. Because if we could score 35 points, we could beat a lot of teams. We could beat a lot of teams because we've scored over 30, except for for this game, right? Every game we've had, we've scored over 35, right? So that's not a problem. It's just the fact that you can give up 40.
You didn't score 35 against South Carolina.
I said except for this game. I said that except for this game. But every other game has been 35 plus.
Right. South Carolina has an NFL defense out there. Make no mistake, their defense is good. South Carolina's problem is their offense can't stay on the field more than 2 fucking possessions to give them a break. So it's no embarrassment only scoring 27 points. Our defense is elite. Our offense is hot garbage. And y'all have the opposite problem. Your offense is really good, but your defense continuously breaks under pressure. So it's not you scored 27 on South Carolina's defense. That's what Ole Miss scored cheating. So, put that in mind. They had to cheat to get there, and you guys went there without cheating. So, the offense is fine. Alabama's offense is fine.
That's all I'm saying. Like when it comes to hitting the big plays, we can do that. It's just like, dude, the defense ain't working, man. The defense ain't working, man. It ain't been working since the second half of Georgia. It ain't work against Vanderbilt. It really ain't work against South Carolina either. So for 2.5 games, it hasn't worked, bro. So you got to change something. But I did like how when we turned up the pressure at the end, that shit worked a little bit. I was like, yo, let's do a little bit more of that. Let's turn up the pressure.
I mean, you say that, but South Carolina went down in like 45 seconds and threw a touchdown to Nick Harbor in the corner and then got the onside kick. I mean, I don't think that really did much. I mean, look, here's why I say that, and this is no disrespect to Alabama, right? Alabama is a really good team, always have been. But when South Carolina's offense and their trash quarterback can go down and chunk on you with like when the game's on the line like that and score a touchdown, that's a problem.
It's concerning.
Like, there's no reason South Carolina and Lamar Sellers should be throwing touchdown passes to have a chance to win the game at the end at Alabama, is what I'm saying. That shouldn't have happened. That's a problem.
Yeah, it is. I am not arguing with you about that. I'm just saying I like when we put pressure on the quarterback. The back end is the back end. I just like that part because we wasn't getting no pressure on any quarterbacks up until this point. So I like the fact that we was like, hey, we got to blitz a little bit. Now the back end, like, I don't know, man. They're a bunch of freshmen, so I expect them to get burnt eventually, or a little bit, you know. But I just hate the fact that that we wasn't getting no pressure, man. But let's move on to the next game, man. Let's see what we got here, man. All right, so Brandon, I did a lot of talking, man. So let's talk. I want you to talk about this game, bro. Tell me what you think. What you think about your LSU Tigers stomping on some Rebel feet?
Well, one, it's about damn time we can actually finish a game like this. It just seems like we just kept running into that wall of being right there, but letting it go at the end, not being able to close things out and win properly, especially when it counts. You've seen it happen with USC. You've seen it happen in some other times during Brian Kelly's tenure. So this was a really important game. I think the biggest takeaways for me is, one, at the quarterback position, we need to learn how to take checkdowns, not always trying to play hero ball and throwing not really high percentage throws over 15, 20, 30 yards downfield. It's why we had a lot of turnovers. It's why we had a lot of dead-end drives, not being able to finish drives and get points. I will give him credit, though, when the time did count at the end of the game, he was able to put the big boy pants on and score when they needed to score, because the worst thing was going down the field and walking away with 3 points. And you guys know better than anybody is, you're only going to get so far kicking field goals all game. You're going to have to put the ball in the end zone if you really want to establish the win. Like, that's just part of the game. Defensively was where I was really impressed. They got really good pressure at the line of scrimmage, especially from linebackers like Weeks. I think he had 18 or 19 tackles, a few sacks. Like, they were able to rattle Ole Miss at times in this game. Ole Miss is really explosive. They got really lucky early on. One of the first plays, guy dropped on going down the seam like 60 yards downfield. Would have been a huge difference maker in the game. But Ole Miss, man, that's a discussion in itself for the fact that they played really sloppy football, especially from a penalty standpoint. I think like over 100 yards in penalties was insane. And then like how me and Andrew were having the same conversation about this very questionable fake injury stuff, man. It was becoming really obvious. Every time LSU would start playing fast-paced offense and we get on a roll of getting like 2 or 3 back-to-back first downs, you'd see a guy go down, grabbing a leg, walk out, and then be back in before the drive's even over with. That happened quite a few times, especially like in these high-pressure drive situations, especially in the fourth quarter, over and over and over.
It happened 9 times in this game and 12 times against South Carolina, all on a first down or a play above 20 yards for both of our teams. It happened 12 to us, 9 to you. Every single one of them was a first down or a play over 20 yards. Every injury that they had was on those type of plays, because the ESPN broke it down. I don't know if y'all saw that today. Oh, yeah, ESPN called them out, put it out there, broke down every single one of them. It's obvious what they're doing. They should have to forfeit their season, and Lane Kiffin should be thrown out of football for having kids fake injuries. Like this, like their mamas and daddies are watching this go, you know, they don't know what's going on other than their kid goes down. This is crazy. Like there should be accountability. And I'm not mad. Like we take the L. I'm a Gamecock fan. I've taken lots of L's over the years. But the fact that you're doing to kids and their mamas are watching this, they don't know what's going. Like that's crazy. That there should be accountability for that. And I'm so glad LSU fucking beat them, because they deserve that shit.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was crazy. The fact that Ole Miss was still finding themselves in this game with trying to pull all the stops like that. A lot of sloppy play, like I said, from penalties, and just a lot of sloppy play in general. They came to play on defense. The defense is usually not what keeps LSU in the game. Typically, it's the offense, be able to go up and down the field, put points on the board. This defense played lights out, man. I know they gave up 26, but this game was a lot closer than what the scoreboard showed. The linebackers, the defensive backs, man, they let off a couple big plays here and there, but the fact that they came to play, they were able to go down the field offensively late in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left in the game, put points on the board. Guy for Ole Miss makes like a 40, almost 50-yard kick, really far back. Nails it right down the middle. And for LSU to get the ball, first play, overtime, and put the ball in the end zone, very impressed. Like I said, quarterback-wise, I really want to cut back on turnovers, especially unnecessary turnovers. Like, you don't have to go downfield, man. Take what the defense is going to give you. Look for your checkdowns. They had a bunch of plays where not high percentage throws, the quarterback can roll out and just run for a first down, but opts to throw it in the double or triple coverage. You can't do that, especially when you get into the thick of things with SEC scheduling. Playoff spots are on the line, and this game could have definitely went either way had they had turned the ball over another time, like for something stupid like that. So very happy to see the win. Defensively, you've obviously seen them progress over the last few weeks, especially I was really impressed to see how they played against South Alabama, and they would have transitioned that against a formidable offensive team in Ole Miss. But I'm really glad to see them take the L, especially with all the crazy, controversial things going on. And we live to see another day, man. Only one loss in the season. That's 5 wins in a row.
Yes, but there's no loss in the conference, and that's the important
Exactly.
part.
Undefeated in the SEC play.
Correct.
Assholes. Nah, man. But yeah, man. LSU, man, is a good win for them, man. Lacey is another one that's coming out from LSU. The receiver position. I like the way he balls.
Did you see? All right, so Lacey was open like almost every play. Like they just forgot he existed. Like it was. I don't know if he was just that good that they couldn't spot him, or if the scheme was just so good the defense couldn't pop it. But like every time you look, Lacey's just standing there, nobody within 3-4 yards of him. I mean, the kid is good. I agree with you.
Yeah, man.
He's a viable deep threat too. He's gotten a lot more targets because the guy who's supposed to be their deep threat, Hilton, he hasn't played all year. So they've been really having to rely on him and force it to him and with Mason Taylor a lot more. So a lot of these deep throws shouldn't even really be hitting him as much.
It was the same thing last year with Neighbors. I mean, Neighbors was the go-to guy, right? He just made all the plays. I mean, Brian Thomas was good. Don't get me wrong, but shit.
They both led the nation in touchdowns and catches. I mean,
like Neighbors was doing everything.
Yeah.
Everything. In routes, out routes, short routes, long routes. Don't matter. He was killing them. So like I said, man, I don't know what y'all.
He's good though, man. He's gotten a lot better from playing at UL to being in the LSU system for a couple of years. He's really developed, and I feel like he's developed into a really good receiver. He's gonna get drafted pretty high if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Yeah, because he like super long though. Like
his catch radius is pretty crazy too. He can get up
like he can catch it anywhere, man. So like once he gets like the route running crisper, it's a wrap, bro.
That's over.
It's a wrap. Yeah. So, but this is a game I want to talk about, man. What in the world has gotten into Illinois, bro?
They killing it.
Yeah, man, they killing it. And it's like what was this? Like a couple overtimes, bro? 50 points,
game, man.
Man, it was wild, man.
It killed it, bro.
And considering the fact that the Purdue Boilermakers are kind of bad, they put up a fight in this one.
They put up a fight coordinator, but they're bad.
Yeah, they fired Graham Harrell, didn't they?
I'm going to tell you why this is a win for Illinois, even though it looks like it's not, right? Because Purdue, why are we taking them overtime, whatever. But sometimes you run into teams like Alabama did with Vanderbilt where your schemes just don't match up. Like football is a game of matchups, right? We all know that. So Purdue matches up really well with Illinois, and they were using that advantage, and Illinois found a way to win the game anyway. So, I mean, that's every year good teams are going to have adversity, games like this. And when you find a way to win them, that's a win. I guarantee you they went in that locker room and said, man, good game. We found a way to win. Some things didn't go our way, but we walked away with a W. They're not holding their heads down right now. They're holding their heads high. This was a good win, even though it looked really bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a conference game too, man. They're 2-1 in conference play, and they found their way into the top 25. That's a big confidence builder for this program.
Correct. Yeah, man, and with 12 teams in the playoff, man, you never know how it's gonna go after you get out of the four automatic bids. You don't know which way they're gonna go.
You're right.
It's best to put your best foot forward and win some ball games because you never know.
Win the ones you're supposed to.
Yeah, you could be 11 or 12. You never know. So, so y'all gotta do that. But this was a good win. I'm a Brett Bielema fan, so I like when he wins. So let's get into some more action, man. All right, man. Let's talk about our Heisman winner, man. I'm calling it right now. Let's talk about it. My man's Genty decided he wanted to choose violence when he woke up this yesterday. And my man's had about 200 yards, man. Well, more than 200 yards. And he was just balling, man. Look at it. I get it. It's Hawaii, right? They're not that good. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care who you play against, man. You get 200 yards on the ground. That's a statement.
And consistently. Not just one game basis. This is continuous.
Bro, every Heisman winner that's a running back over the last 20 years hasn't had this much yards. Right?
He's on pace. If he continues on pace, he's gonna break Barry Sanders' single season record. If everything goes the way it is right now, supposedly. Touchdowns and yards.
So here's and he's impressive. He had a 58-yard touchdown run, right? And that was, that takes a large chunk of yards. And I'm not saying he's not good. He can come play for South Carolina right now if he wants to, right? I'm not knocking the kid at all because he's amazing. The problem is competition matters, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you were to put, and I say this, and I'm not being biased to South Carolina, but if you were to put Rocket Sanders on Boise State, we would be seeing numbers similar to this, is my point. Because Boise State is playing in the Mountain West with the SEC offensive line. I mean, you see them boys out there, they some hamburger boys. I mean, it's crazy. So them holes that Genty's running through, you can argue with me till the cows come home, but those are big ass holes that he's just running through. I mean, that's what's going to keep him from winning the Heisman if he doesn't win, is what I'm saying. Because I watched this game. I mean, it was a hole big enough for my fat ass to run through. That matters, is what I'm saying. If I can go out there and get 65 yards rushing because the holes are so big, it's hard to see what he's really made of. I guess is where I'm going with that. So,
well, here's like we said last week, man. Shout out Dustin Davis.
We love Dustin. Dustin has a show called Tired Sports, and he's the one I was trying to help through his problems earlier on StreamYard. So, and he told all his people to come watch your show. When the show messed up and they couldn't get it to go, they said, "Hey, everybody, going over and watch the show over on College Sports Villain." So, those people are here watching us now, and we appreciate that.
Oh yeah, most definitely appreciate that, man. But like I said, man, when we get into Genty, man, I just think, man, competition does matter. But when you're a dog, you're a dog. It don't matter where you play. And if we're talking winning a national championship or getting to the playoff, that's when I think competition matters, right? Because you got to play some hard teams. But if we talking about Heisman, man, look, dude balling, man. Ain't nobody doing what he doing, and that's exciting to me, man.
But the way the committee looks at it, they're not going to look at it like that fully. They're going to take more of the stance of Andrew. Not saying I agree, but they're going to take more of the stance of where he's at, in my opinion.
Appreciate it, Dustin.
So they are. Competition is going to matter. And Boise, if Boise goes undefeated, they'll be the I mean, not undefeated. If they don't lose any game, but the Oregon barely at home, they'll be the GO5 team. There's no doubt about that. But we're talking about Heisman, and if you think about it in this way, if you're starting a team and you've got a freshman Gene T or a freshman Quinn Ewers, and you can have one or the other for your program, quarterbacks matter more. And especially in the SEC, and that's what they're going to look at. And I'm not saying I agree with this. Please understand. But the Heisman voters are like, if Quinn Ewers goes out there and throws 300 yards a game on all these defenses, 3 touchdowns, and goes undefeated, and then GT runs for 200 yards a game on Mountain West schools, which one really had the better year? And
it's going to come down to strength of schedule and competition.
Right. I'm just telling you how the Heisman committee is going to think, because they do it every single year. I mean, like, we can go back year after year after year and see that they do that. Like, this isn't, guarded knowledge.
Yeah. I know how the Heisman go, man. Just look at the history, man. I mean, they did the same thing to Marshall Faulk, man. Marshall Faulk was the best. Marshall Faulk was the best player in the country, bar none. And they gave it to Gino Torretta in '92. Why? Because he played on Miami, and that was a tougher schedule, But
it was the WAC then, I think San Diego State was in the Western Atlantic Conference, and
he played on the, he played on the West Coast, so nobody was gonna stay up and watch,
So, but that's the thing. So I will stay up. I watched him live in college. I used to stay up at 10 o'clock and start the game just because he was in it. Now, he had the recognition, like, people knew who he was. And that's my point. Marshall Faulk was bigger then than Gene T is now, if you can fathom that. They talked about him. San Diego State got the 10 p.m. slot every time over Pac-12 schools. It wasn't like he wasn't highlighted, but at the end of the day, Gino Torretta played more competition, and Miami had a great year, and that's why he got it. I'm not saying it's fair. That's not where I'm going. I'm just saying we're not going to pick him.
No, you ain't lying, dog. You ain't lying, man. Like I said, that's just how it goes, man, with the Heisman, man. It's almost a popularity contest for real, man.
Yeah, that's why a quarterback wins it every year. It's a popularity contest. You couldn't have nailed it on the head harder.
Yeah, like, and it sucks because there have been plenty of better players, right? But let's get into some action for next week, man. So we got number 20. These rankings aren't accurate, obviously. Made it before the show, right? Or before the AP drop. So but you got Michigan traveling to Illinois, man. So what you got?
I don't know, man. This is an interesting matchup for the fact that Michigan's not playing up to the same standard they were recently. Obviously, I think they've lost one, not 2 games, right? They only have 1 loss on their record up to this point. Yeah. And Illinois is playing good football too, man. The fact that it's a home game for Illinois definitely helps them, gives them a bit of an advantage, probably a bit of a confidence builder. Man, that's still a big game, man. You're still playing up to the competition. I think it's gonna be a close game. Not going to be a blowout by any means. I'm going to go out on a limb, man. I'm going to say Illinois pulls out the upset. I think this is a big deal. I'm just not really sold on what Michigan's doing. I think Illinois is playing with a lot of confidence, and I'm going to take Brett Bielema's team, man.
Look, that's where I'm going too, man. I don't think they figured out the passing consistently enough, man. And Brett Bielema gonna run the ball, man. But Michigan's defense is still good. Still good. So I'm not exactly sure. This game should be actually low scoring, man. It should be
that's what I was thinking.
This should be a phone booth type of game, bro. They gonna be slugging it out. But I thought Illinois winning. I think Brett Bielema, he's my coach, man. Like, I love me some Brett, so that's where I'm going.
Here's how I see it. I like Brett Bielema when he was at Wisconsin in the running game. He left to go to Arkansas. Quickly learned the SEC don't play that bullshit, and he ran. But He'll be back. His phone does that sometimes. But here's how I see it. I think Illinois wins this game, and I think Illinois wins this game by 10.
Okay.
I think they win by 10 or 17, and hear me out. So Washington was able to put 8 men in the box and beat Michigan, right? That they were able to do it. And Washington is a very awful fucking football team. They got monkey stomped this past week by Iowa, who averaged 8 points a game.
They dropped like 40 on them.
They dropped 42. Iowa, fathom this. And Washington was able to beat Michigan by stacking the box, but all Iowa does is run too, and they stacked the box and couldn't stop them. That's a problem for Michigan. Illinois is a better team than Washington by a lot. They're going to pull the same bullshit. They're going to put 8 men in the box, and they're going to win this game 24-10. This isn't going to – Michigan has real problems. When Washington stopped them and other teams more talented saw what they did, Michigan is going to lose a couple more football games, starting with this one. I agree with you, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
I'm really
Michigan in trouble, man. When you can't pass the ball, bro, you
come too one-dimensional. You have to be able to move the ball down the field quickly, especially in this new Big Ten with the high-scoring offenses that they have. You have to be able to throw and score points at will.
All right, so, we got the third Saturday in October game. This is Bama versus them orange dudes from Tennessee.
Rocky Top.
Rocky Mop.
Rocky
Mop, that's what it is. But nah, man, I'm excited about this game, man. It's pure SEC football. It seems like one of the oldest rivalries out there in SEC history. Like, they've been playing for a while. So I'm gonna be a homer, but I ain't really confident in this game, dog. I'm not. I ain't that confident, dog. But I'm picking Bama, obviously, because I'm a Bama fan. But I'm not confident in this game simply because of our defense, man. Last time we played Tennessee, in Tennessee, we got told the fuck up. I mean, like a kid on Christmas opening their presents.
And the hooker,
you see how kids do that?
So,
you seen kids tear up their presents? That's how bad it was.
Let me ease your mind here, and let me tell you why this is going to be a very comfortable win for Alabama, right? I have no dog in this fight at all. But the problem is Arkansas is a very decent team. Florida is a very bad football team. Florida was able to contain them to almost nothing in the second half when their defense ran out because they don't have depth, right? Well, the problem for Tennessee is Alabama's defense, even though shaky as they are way better than Florida's, and the depth is there. The next guy can come in and he can compete. Correct. So they could only put up 3 on a fresh Florida team, and they had no depth. They're not going to put up any more than 10 points on Alabama. And Alabama's probably going to put up 35, like you alluded to earlier, Cam, because their offense is just designed to work that way. And you got to think, man, Arkansas feasted on Tennessee. And you can't tell me Arkansas's offense is better than Alabama's. That's just not the way it works. So Alabama's going to win this game. I'm thinking 35-10. Alabama's favorite at Tennessee, and Tennessee's ranked. Tennessee is a top 10 ranked team right now, and they're the underdogs at home. So even Vegas knows what they saw. So they want people to pick Tennessee, but Alabama not only wins but covers the 2.5-point spread easily.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, it's just a defense, man. That's all I'm worried about, man. Like you were saying about South Carolina being able to throw on our secondary, right? I just hope we get a little better, man.
South Carolina, and please understand Sellers fumbles. That's why I call him trash. But Sellers is a better thrower than Nico. Nico throws anything more than 5 yards downfield, it's an interception or a very bad incompletion. You all know they stretch the field to make him look good, to be comfortable in his aspirations, right? Lenore Sellers is faster than him. Lenore Sellers hits the holes better than him. Lenore Sellers throws the ball downfield better than him. And Alabama still held South Carolina 25 points by creating turnovers. You can't tell me they're not going to cause Tennessee turnovers. They're not going to be able to stop Nico. Nico can't throw the ball 40 years downfield like Sellers did to Mazeo Bennett and Nick Harbor for touchdown. Nico cannot do that. I wouldn't be worried at all, to be honest. When I say 35-10, I think it's going to be a beatdown, brother. I think Tennessee is what we thought they were.
I mean,
the Bears are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
I think y'all both have struggles. I think y'all both have struggles, but I like a lot more the continuity and talent that y'all have compared to what they're working with right now. Yeah, y'all lost that game 2 games ago, but y'all were able to pull out a close one against South Carolina, and that is impressive. What Tennessee's been doing lately is not impressing me at all, and I just think offensively, y'all are way too talented. Y'all are going to score points, and although y'all defense has been struggling, I don't see y'all defense giving up enough for y'all to lose. Like, I think as long as they give him time and he doesn't play turnover ball, y'all will win. As long as he doesn't go throwing a bunch of interceptions, y'all should be completely fine. I think y'all will definitely win 2-3 possessions.
I ain't mad at that.
I mean, Tennessee had to get overtime to score 23 points on Florida and only scored 14 points on Arkansas. I'm not worried about Tennessee and their offense. They're broke right now.
All right, so we got LSU and Arkansas. So, Brandon, this is your team. Over the course of history, this has been a really tough game sometimes. Sometimes, just a smidge. We got, go back to them Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, and Peyton Hillis days. It's a tough game for y'all. But those guys are long gone. So what do you think about y'all chances against Arkansas?
I tend to go into games like this with an open mind. It's games like this, Texas A&M, and not even a handful of other teams. Arkansas is just always a scrappy team when it comes to LSU. It doesn't matter what the record is. They could have an over 500 record, or they could be down to the dumps with 1 or 2 wins on the year. They're going to give us a good game, and it's in Fayetteville. I think that definitely plays a difference. They're still a really good team, and they play really tough. And obviously, you guys seen what they did a couple weeks ago. They're not a pushover team at all. I think this is a game that you can't go in with expectations. I think you go in and play the brand of football you've been playing, and you build off of what you've been building off of defensively. Getting pressure on the quarterback and playing decent to really good coverage. So, I mean, the thing that I feel like is going to make the biggest difference is, are you going to be turning the ball over on offense? If Nussmeier continues to throw the ball around like he was for the majority of the Ole Miss game, you could find yourself in some trouble because Arkansas is opportunistic. You've seen that, especially in the upset when they were very opportunistic. So I think the biggest things that have come down to offensively, taking what their defense gives you, not making forced throws in the double, triple coverage, and just moving the ball down the field. Establishing the run game would be really ideal because you do have a running back room with a bunch of really good guys with Josh Williams and Caden Durham and Caleb Jackson. I think if you can establish the run and just take what the defense gives you, not force any crazy throws, LSU should walk through here with at least a 2-touchdown win. But if you go in overconfident and you turn the ball over and the defense gets back to what they were doing, you could find yourself in trouble. But I think LSU should win this game. Heaven forbid the offense just doesn't cost them it.
So you're predicting a 2-touchdown win for LSU. 2-score win is what you said.
I tend to not predict blowouts in games like this because they don't ever usually go the way that we think.
Wow. So all right. So here's the analysis. I've been watching a lot of SEC football like I do. Arkansas is a nightmare scenario for LSU because LSU has a problem when the other teams control the clock. Like the bunch of flags bailed them out against South Carolina, right? And the problem with that is if that doesn't happen, Arkansas runs the ball more effectively than South Carolina does. I know that's hard to believe with what they do, but they do. They have a guy who averages almost 100 yards a game by himself. So they run the ball. They control the clock. LSU can score quick, but all it takes is 1 or 2 drives out of rhythm, and then next thing you know, Arkansas has eaten the clock. Arkansas is not a better team than LSU, but this matchup is a nightmare for LSU. It is an absolute nightmare. I think Arkansas wins this game at home.
Interesting.
Well, you know me. I am when it comes to offensive line coaches, I like them. And
What's the
Sam
spread?
Pittman and Sam Pittman is one of them. He's one of us. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman. He's a lineman. So I'm going with Arkansas, man. I like the fact that they run the ball, man. I love it. I'm sorry. I love when teams run the ball, man.
This is only a 2-point spread. Like, so Vegas knows it's a nightmare matchup too, because number 13 LSU at Arkansas should be a 15, 20-point spread, but it's a 2-point spread. So I think they're seeing the same thing we're seeing. Arkansas runs the ball very effectively, and if they can eat the clock, that's a nightmare scenario for LSU.
Yeah, man. I like Arkansas, man. I like what LSU is doing, man. But when you're in a situation where you only get 10 possessions in a ball game, bro, that's hard to do something with, bro. Like, and y'all got a good offense, but not explosive. Y'all need possessions because y'all go down the field. Y'all got to get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like when
need possessions. That's a fact.
Yeah, y'all need possessions to go down the field and get in a rhythm. If they take the time off the clock, y'all in trouble. Because now you're going to be like, well, we got to score. We got to hurry up. And then you end up with turnovers and interceptions and stuff. That's exactly what Arkansas wants you to do, man. So that's why I'm picking the Razorbacks. And because Sam Pittman is the coach. And
He's going back to kick you in the ass like last week.
Here's the problem.
Like you need possessions.
Arkansas secondary is good. Ole Miss secondary is not. So you're not going to have those opportunistic moments that you had against Ole Miss, right? They're going to come few and far between. You're probably not going to have flags that bail you out on interceptions, even though Nussmeier's got way more effective earlier in the year. And South Carolina's defense is better than Arkansas's. I get that. Like, it's not close. That's where we beat them consistently. But at the end of the day, their secondary is good. And the last thing that LSU wants to do is have to play catch-up football throwing deep on them. That's what you cannot happen. That's what cannot happen.
I guess we'll see.
I agree, man. Hey, look. LSU is a great school, man. So I don't eat no crow. I love upsets. I love the SEC. So I don't care really who wins or loses, except if it's Bama, right? You know, I get angry a little bit when it's Bama, right? But if anybody else, we get some good ass football, that's what I like. And I love Arkansas when they run the football. When they do that, they win a lot of ball games. But when they don't, Chad Morris, you see what happened. We went on that though. We went on that, man, already. Yeah. All right. We're gonna take a quick commercial break because we've reached our halfway point of this program. Next, we get into some NFL action, and oh boy, we got some stuff to talk about.
That we do.
We do, man. So hold up. Let me find that damn thing, man. We'll be right back on Football Frame of Mind. Weekly show. Hey, man, I don't care. I'm on this Darnold train. I'm riding with Darnold.
You riding with the Vikings?
I'm riding with the Vikings, man.
Oh, man.
I'm riding with the Vikings, man.
You was talking about taking a bath on the Kool-Aid earlier with the Falcons. Nah, you done definitely got submerged in this Darnold train.
Nope. Hey, man. All right. So you know the drill, man. You know the drill, dog. You know the drill, man. The Darnold train, I don't think he played this week, man. But that's the commercial, man. Because they 5-0. 5-0, man. Vikings is cold, man. So you know the drill. We get into it. Got this NFL time, man. Let's get into it. Let's talk some NFL action, man. All right, so we're gonna start with the big news, man, of the NFL. Probably could have started the show with it, man, but I had to make this point, man. The Jets are stupid. The Jets are
Very
dumb.
stupid. I thought
Very
they had the
stupid.
right guy, man, but where they messed up was getting Rodgers.
Yeah,
You know that that's gonna be a problem. You know he's a prima donna. I feel like you got a good up and coming head coach that is very defensive minded, which is why your defense is really good. And then instead of just trying to mold your future with drafting a quarterback or maybe just getting another guy like a bridge quarterback, you're gonna get Aaron Rodgers, which in actuality, great move. Hall of Fame quarterback, 3-4-time MVP. But what comes with that is obviously how things ended in Green Bay with him and LaFleur. He wants control. He wants this. He wants that. He's dramatic. He wants this. He wants that. And obviously, you've seen what happened earlier in the season when they kind of like had that wannabe embrace, and Rodgers is like, nah. And I just feel like Rodgers coming out and saying, I had no say-so in this, I think that's a load of bullshit. I think that's a load of crap. I'm sorry. Like, your track record says otherwise. And I respect your game, Hall of Fame career, but he's got the Jets in a stranglehold in this situation. I'm sorry. Robert Saleh shouldn't have got fired. I mean, go 7-10, 7-10. That's already better than where they were at before. Yeah, they've struggled early on, but we're not going to talk about Rodgers throwing 3 picks either. We're not going to talk about stuff like that. You're going to fire a coach with an up-and-coming bright future with a stud defense. All you needed was a quarterback, but you bring in the messy, dramatic quarterback that ends up getting the head coach fired anyway. I just think it's ridiculous.
I think it's ridiculous too, man. I mean, look, that's why I put it on here as the first slide, man, because you look at the record, right? You look at the record. Let's see if Andrew is there. You coming back, Andrew? Or you off? Okay, we back.
I'll come back for a minute.
All right, cool. So my thing is, you look at and he got the job the year before, so it's only showing 22 to 24, right? But the first season was bad because you had Zach Wilson at quarterback, right? Okay, whatever, right? And even the next year with Zach Wilson at quarterback, they went 7-10.
Yeah, with him and like Mike White, I think.
Yeah, so it's clearly not the defense, right? You got to score some damn points, right? So then we get into last year, right? You bring in Aaron Rodgers and he gets hurt in the first thing, right? But their defense was so damn good that they still won 7 games.
They almost made a playoff berth. Had they not have been stagnant on offense, they would have made the playoffs last year.
All right, so now we go fast forward to this season, right? They're 2-3, right? 2-3.
Still in the thick of things.
Right. And the AFC East is not as good as it used to be, right? The Bills, what's the other team? The Patriots and the Dolphins are all struggling right now. You don't know who's gonna win this division. Sorry, Patriots probably not. But the division is up. The division is up in arms right now, right? So you telling me that you fire a guy with your best chance to win the division in how long? Come on, man. That screams bullshit to me. Aaron Rodgers is an asshole for that one, man. He's soft as toilet paper. That's a bully. That's crazy. You're gonna say, oh, I ain't have nothing to do with it. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You probably went up there and made a stink out of it. Now, I hate to make this about race or whatever, but it was some rumors going around that the Jets didn't like him because he was from Lebanon. Just some rumors, no confirmation, no nothing. But when I see things like that, and then this kind of stuff happens, it makes you think man, would they really get rid of a guy with their best chance to win the division other than any other outside forces?
They haven't won the division over 10 years anyway, so I mean that would be crazy.
And everything's down too. That's crazy to me, man. Don't make no sense.
I propose a different point of view. So as far as him being fired, it's real early in the season, so that part is strange. But at the end of the day, the Jets have spent a lot of money on this team. A lot of people that you don't talk about, like, because you only think about like the Kansas City Chiefs, but the Jets put the third most money in the NFL on this roster. This is a good fucking roster. This roster should be in the playoffs last year, and they should be in there this year, right? They should be winning a lot of games because they are good. There's a lot of talent on this team, depth on this team, good leadership. So, I mean, to start out 2-3 when they were probably expecting to start out 4-1, probably triggered an emotional response. Hey, look, I'm tired of this shit. We spent $380 million this year, and we're not going to playoffs again. And I'm not sure what it is. I don't know why they would think a coach that has never gelled with these team at all would be a good time to bring him in mid-season. I'm with you. That's completely strange. But, if this guy didn't make the playoffs at the end of the year and they fired him, like I wouldn't bat an eye with all this talent.
I agree.
Making the playoffs. But this early, that is what's strange. Yes.
I just call BS. I mean, like they can't think that they're in the thick of things. I can see if you get to the end of the season and you finish 7-10 again. Sorry, and I know you're on limited time because you don't know how much time Aaron Rodgers has left. I get that,
right.
But to just use him as the scapegoat is BS to me because Rodgers hasn't been the greatest in some of these games either. It's not solely on Robert Saleh as the scapegoat. I'm sorry, Rodgers said you missed the whole year last year. Not your fault. But if you're really out here getting this guy fired, like I call BS. Like you haven't been that stellar either, bro. Like I feel like you're still in the thick things to win the division. Like I just think it's BS.
And then what's crazy about it is the inefficiencies on offense. You can attribute that to him missing minicamp.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when people install things and you're getting timing with your receiver, running back, lineman. They do that in minicamp, right?
Yeah.
That's what you install it. You do it on air. You see how your receiver breaks off his routes. You see how your lineman kind of shuffle their feet a little bit. Like things like that. You build these minor details at that particular juncture of the offseason. And for him not to be there lets me know that you, one, think you're bigger than the team. And then two, you came into the season thinking that it was going to be easy. And it's not, dog. Just because the Bills ain't good or the Dolphins ain't good. Look, they're 1-2 concussion away from probably being really good.
The AFC is loaded. It's not the NFC. Like, he walked in here thinking it was going to be a cakewalk. Oh, we got good defense. All you got to do is show up. No. You've been in the league 20 years. You know the deal. There's no need for all this drama. There's no need. You show up. You lead by example, and you help win football games. You don't start all this drama and get your head coach fired because you don't like him or whatever. We've seen it in Green Bay, and obviously he got his way in New York. We see what happened.
Yeah, that's wild.
This is a man that spent his offseason the year before last doing mushroom in the mountains and telling people that he was doing it. Like, so I meant like this isn't like a guy that we should be like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is right. No, this dude eating magic mushrooms, telling the world that he's supposed to be prepared. Like, I 100% believe Aaron Rodgers is responsible for this and his mushroom eating ass.
Agreed.
Yeah, man. So, get some NFL action to go over, man. So Houston gets the win over the Patriots, man. But you know what? This was Drake May's first game as the guy, right? Yep. And, even though it came in a losing effort, I like what I saw, man. There's a lot to like, man. Obviously, you got 2 interceptions, man. But the game's faster. It's faster,
That's not why he got the 2 interceptions. Here's what happened, right? They quickly got behind. And this guy's making his first start ever in the NFL, and they're asking him to go out there and be Brett Favre. And you know what I mean? But under the circumstances, man, the guy did amazing. Like the 2 interceptions, he had to throw it up. The game was getting out of control.
Good completion percentage, man.
That's what I'm saying.
The numbers are skewed. That was an unfair ask. The 2 interceptions were on the fact that they were already down and you had no choice. It's 3rd and long, 3rd and 6. You got to throw the ball. Like you can't afford to punt it again. So you take those away in a game like this and his very first start, young man like that. Yeah, he was super impressive. If I'm New England, I'm super excited about this, what he was able to do. And the Houston Texans are a top 4 football team in the NFL. On top of that, this was a very impressive display for Drake May, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, we're usually stagnant on offense. And with Brissett and whatever else we've been doing, we couldn't do anything. So for him to go out and throw for over 200 yards, put the ball in the end zone 3 times, and really just try to put the team on his back. I'm not mad about the interceptions. The fact they dropped 21 on this defense is impressive.
Correct.
His completion percentage is impressive, and he's doing it with a lack of talent on offense. There's little to nobody. Yeah. He led the team in rushing. I mean, it's crazy. Now, I don't think we win the division at all. If you're looking at a game like this, playing against one of the juggernauts of the AFC, and seeing the way he was able to be poised and make these throws and be able to score points when they needed to, yeah, it is a breath of fresh air coming from somebody that is my team. And to see, we didn't waste a 2nd overall pick. The guy can still play. You just need to be able to protect him and put talent around him. And they just don't have the talent.
This is a franchise quarterback. You are 100% right. What he did today against one of the top 4 teams in the NFL is beyond impressive to me. This guy's the real deal. And you're right. If you can install just 2 weapons, get him a running back who can get you 50 a game and a receiver who can get you 70, this is a dangerous team.
Yeah,
man.
Defensively, they're not horrible. Obviously, Houston scored a lot because Houston's just got that many weapons. But Cam talks about it all the time. New England's known for defense. They can usually show up against anybody. It doesn't matter who they have on their personnel. They can come out and hold teams. So, I mean, this isn't really a to me, it's more impressive than anything.
Yeah, like I said, man. Like I said, you look at the game, and that's why I said, man, it was just the game. Your first start, man. Come on, your first start. You're gonna throw 2 interceptions anyway, even if you get behind, because you had Will Anderson getting you for 3 sacks. That's gonna speed up your clock anyway, because you're trying to win, right? But at the same time, I'm really impressed with him. Houston continues to look like a really serious threat, especially on defense, man. They got people that can come after you, So I like the way they play. But they get the win here, man. But like I said, impressive start, man. Impressive start. So you probably should have started them for week 1.
You're right.
Yeah, he should have. If he's playing like this against Houston in his first start, there's no reason he shouldn't have started the season.
Yeah,
first year head coach. I mean, I get why they wanted to start with somebody with experience, but still, I think you just throw them out.
Yeah, but see, my thing about Brissett is, right, if the team had some weapons, I'm okay with you starting Brissett, right? Because you've seen what he can do with teams that have weapons, right? He's a serviceable guy. But you coming into a rebuild, that ain't what Jacoby Brissett's supposed to be playing in, right? He already took his lumps already, bro. He ain't trying to do that. Not right now.
But much respect for him for playing all that time with really no weapons. He needed a really good offense to thrive. He kept them afloat. He didn't win a lot of games, but he meant something to the franchise. He's just not the guy.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Man. Yeah. No disrespect to Brissett at all. Just this is a scenario that it was gonna be bad for anybody.
Correct.
Correct. Like anybody goes into this situation, they're gonna be in trouble. But like I said, they got a good guy, man, and I think they're just gonna keep winning, man. They're gonna keep building to win, should I say? So I like the way he looked today, man. But get into this next game. So, now I started off with this game, right? I didn't even pay attention to the fact that it was your 2 teams to start this off, right? I didn't pay attention to that. Dude. But
oh my gosh.
But man, Baker Mayfield, dog. What has gotten into him, man?
I think it's that, and their defense did not show up. After he started off the game horrible with those picks, man, their defense just checked out. Baker threw all over them. I mean, Rattler, Didn't play bad, man. Not the greatest completion percentage, but he was able to get some points on the board, try to keep them in the game until Tampa just completely pulled away and dropped 51. I don't think there's any excuse for giving up that much.
So here's an interesting thing when I look at the box score, right? So, never mind. I thought that was the Saints. I thought it was the Saints that scored later in the game, right?
No.
Never mind. That was the Bucks. I'm sorry. I was about to give you some credit.
No, there's no credit to be had, especially defensively.
Here's what happened. Once again, you have the Drake May syndrome. Spencer Rattler came in, and he did his job. The first half, they were there. Everything was great. In the second half, the defense just decided they weren't going to play. Tampa Bay scored on 3 straight possessions. I mean, you can't, once again, these 2 interceptions Rattler had he's down already 20 points. He's having to chunk the ball up there. There's no, these 2 interceptions aren't on him. This is what he had to do. You've got no choice but to chunk it, right? He played really good, and that's where you see those incomplete, because his completion percentage was really close until they scored on the 3 straight possessions, and
because he had to play hero ball.
Right, and then that's where it widened. He was at 78% completion percentage until they scored that 3rd touchdown in a 3rd straight drive, and now he's having to chunk the ball up. Spencer Rattler is that dude for you too. He will be your franchise quarterback. But once again, we put 2 rookie quarterbacks in impossible odds, and it was too much to ask for either of them, and that's just how it went today.
Yeah, I just don't see a scenario where the Saints get 3 interceptions and they just flip it completely over on its head and they just let Baker just go Oklahoma Baker on them. Like, I just don't see why. I just don't see, what happened. I mean, they gave up over almost 150 yards on the ground. Godwin caught 11 balls over 100 yards. They just checked out, man. Second half came all right, we're out. And then Rattler just got stuck having to pick up the pieces late in the game, and they didn't have enough.
So here, I didn't know, so I just read it. The Saints had 11 drops, which means the ball was in their hands and they dropped it. So that skews Rattler by 11 right there. But that also shows why it stalled when they got the 3 turnovers and it didn't put, because the receivers are out there dropping balls. So that's a problem. So people don't understand drop passes is the easiest way to kill the momentum in a game.
It is. I played receiver. That's true.
Because your quarterback, he's mentally thinking now, I can't throw it to that. And then the receivers, everybody's dropping it, and it's in their head. So now it's in everybody's head. And that's why we've seen this game get out of control that quick. 11 drops, that's crazy, man. That's
NFL
that's
teams
lack
shouldn't
of
do
focus.
that. That's
NFL
lack
teams
of
shouldn't do
focus and get the job done.
Right. NFL team would
when you make it
paid, even the lowest paid receivers probably getting paid $10 million a year. And y'all out there dropping 11 passes, man? No, that ain't no.
Especially for a rookie quarterback, man. You got to think of his scenario okay, my defense is giving up, they get turnovers. Now they're getting up all these points. I'm trying to make something happen. I'm trying to hit these guys. I'm putting it in their hands and they keep dropping. It's man, what do I need to do to win the game? I can't freaking score points because we can't get down the field to score because everybody's dropping.
Correct. And you're not running the ball.
Yeah, once you get to the NFL level, man, everybody drops a pass here and there. Right?
Not that bad. That's consistent.
Everybody, once you get to the NFL level, you have to catch the ball.
Yeah,
that's what you paid to do.
Get cut.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you paid to do. You paid to catch the ball. So you're gonna drop a pass here and there, man.
Yeah.
It's raining, a fly go in your eye, man. Your finger broke. Shit happens, right? But 11 total is a lot.
That is a lot, and that's
that
a major
means
factor.
You're not concentrating, man. They gotta get on the jug machine. That's what it is.
Jug machine, but they be running them damn laps. That's what we
have. Because running ain't the issue. They don't need no running. They need to practice catching. Remember that drill you had on Madden, right? Where you run the routes and you catch it like this? That's what they got to do. That's what they need to do. Constantly. Do that for hours, man. So this is an early game. I think it was Thursday night. 49ers beat the Seahawks, man. Interesting game. I think the 49ers finally found a running back or a running game to supplement Purdy's passing. And that helped them a lot, man. Stay balanced in this game, man. But shout out Debo Samuel, man. Gamecock right there. Shout out Debo Samuel, man. I think he went over 20 receiving touchdowns and 20 rushing for his career or something like that.
First wide receiver ever to do it.
So, dude cold, man. But the 49ers get back on track, man, because they was looking lost in the wilderness for a while. Especially after McCaffrey got hurt, man. So
if this is the turning point in the 49ers season, right? If it is, they can thank Geno Smith because this was a good game. Geno Smith did not throw these 2 interceptions coming from behind. He threw these 2 interceptions that made them go behind. They were costly interceptions at bad times. That's what you get with Geno Smith. He's going to throw the ball a lot. He's going to have a lot of completions, but at the end of the day, he's going to make 2-3 bad decisions every single game. And this time it cost his team. But I've seen a trend with that with Geno. Like we see his numbers, 300 yards, man. But then there's always 2 or 3 costly mistakes in there. If that is what turns the 49ers season around, they should give the season MVP to Geno Smith because he's the one that did it.
Yeah,
man.
Giving the ball away at costly times, man, it'll always hurt you.
Correct.
Yeah, man. He had that the season of redemption 2 years ago, right? Where he just start balling out of nowhere, right? The last 2 seasons haven't been like that, right? He's been good, solid, right? He's a solid,
but not to the same degree.
But not to the same degree, man. So, like I said.
So everybody likes to watch fun ball, and if he's throwing for 300 yards, people are buying tickets. I get why we're not cutting him, but those costly turnovers, man, that's what gets you with Geno. He's gonna have some impressive numbers, like you said. He's gonna throw the ball a lot, but he turns the ball over every game, it seems, when it matters.
Yeah, and you can't do that, especially in this league, especially in a division like they're in. You have to be able to make plays when it happens because the other teams are good, man. I mean, the Rams are good. The Seahawks are decent. And obviously, the 49ers are a perennial NFC contender. I mean.
Correct.
All right. Move on to this next game, man. Let's see what we got here, man. Let's see. All right, man. So my Ravens, man. Let's get it, man. We on an effing roll right now. We passing the ball, man, and we running the ball. Man, I'm excited to see what Derrick Henry can do next, man. Boy, he was on a roll today, But you know what? Another good game by Jaden Daniels, dog.
Yep.
Dude is a baller, man. Now,
I told you, bro.
You did. You told me this when he got drafted, right? And I knew he was going top 5, right, to somebody. But I was like, man, is he really gonna be this accurate in the NFL too?
Yes.
You was right, bro. You was right, man. You was right, man. This man, what a stud, man. Dude gonna be good for a while.
And for them to be within a 7-point game of y'all, that's very impressive for him.
So shout out Zay Flowers, bro. Did you see that? No.
Here's the Commanders. So Baltimore wins this game. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry have big games. The Commanders are the worst 4-2 team that I've ever seen, but Jaden Daniels is the X factor. There's no, Washington, the coaching kept this game close because they're very well coached, but the talent level is not even close to anybody else. See, we can say that, oh no, look what they did, but break it down to the T, man. Jaden Daniels had 22 yards rushing and led the team. Like that's a problem. That's a big problem. And you scored 23 points because you got it on just really a turnover, and the interception was costly. It put them in their territory. Washington was able to put it in because Jaden Daniels is amazing, right? So now instead of being 30-14, 30-16 in the game looking like it really is, you get something that makes it look a little closer. But at the end of the day, man, without Jaden Daniels, this team is 1-5 right now. That is a fact. I mean, they can't run the ball. They can't. I mean, without Jaden Daniels, they can't throw the ball. I mean, and if you're Jaden Daniels and you're expected to lead the team in rushing and passing, and you're a rookie, that doesn't bode well for your team. Washington will lose a lot of football games right now.
Reminds me a bit of another guy. Another guy we all know very well.
Which one?
RG3, huh?
RG3, same team, same story.
Yeah, but
really
the difference between him and RG3 is they had a running game. Because Alfred Morris had about 1,700 yards that season. So, but they still need some running game.
Man, look, I loved RG3 in college, man. I did. I mean, first time in my life I ever paid attention to Baylor. But Jaden Daniels is a much better quarterback than RG3.
Yeah, no. We're not going there. We're not saying that. We're not saying that. No. We're not saying that at all. We're just saying we're just saying that situation reminds us that it's going down a dark path. And you have to keep your quarterback from leading the team in rushing, should we say.
Washington's 4-2, and they may finish the season with 6 wins if you look at the rest of their schedule. Like, it is brutal. And if they're asking Jaden Daniels to do everything, you can't win like that. That's you just can't do that.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask Michael Vick to do it, and he was amazing. And if you look at that, there was never really a generational run, even with him as our quarterback. You got to have something else. I mean, we had Jamal Anderson with Michael Vick, right? And that was a good running game, before he decided to sell cocaine in Colorado and ruin his NFL career for whatever reason he was thinking. Like Michael Vick had Jamal
Anderson. That's right. Y'all did have Jamal Anderson for a little bit. Y'all did. Just for a smidge, because Jamal was still on the squad after that big 98 season he had. Okay. Yeah. Because I was like, Jamal Anderson played with Vic. He was there that long.
Well, I mean, he would have played 4 more years, but selling cocaine's wild when you're making big contracts.
Yeah,
what
bro.
Was he? But my point is, Jaden Daniels is being asked to do more than Michael Vick was, and Michael Vick couldn't win consistently.
It's true.
All right, so we got the Eagles against the Browns, right? So you already know how I feel about the Browns.
Oh man!
But boy, what in the world? So first thing first, let me talk about Cleveland's defense, man. Their defense is really good. Really good. We picked them to be one of the top defenses in the league, right? And we said that it would depend on how good Deshaun Watson played, and if Chubb came back healthy, right? We said this. I was an idiot because I picked Deshaun Watson to win MVP this season. I did. Okay. And my reasoning behind it was I felt like, damn, man, you already been struggling. Eventually, you got to sit down and play, right? Because when he was in Houston, he was a top quarterback. Am I right or wrong, right?
Yeah, he was top 5 at that point, but that year off and then with everything going on definitely made a difference.
Boy, am I wrong, man. God damn. You paying a dude $200 guaranteed $1 million, man, and you passed for 168 yards.
It's been the same recurring thing, unfortunately, man. And them not having a run game, them not having Chubb and having that run game really hurts them.
This is ridiculous, bro.
So Deshaun, this is where I'm going to defend Deshaun Watson at the same time burn him. So Cleveland's defense is good, but if he's making 16 completions and there's only 168 yards, the receivers aren't doing their job. Like that's just reality, man. You got 16 completions and you're only throwing for that does not make any sense. Your receivers aren't getting open and you're having to throw it in close windows is what that says to me.
Check
I didn't watch
downs.
the game, but that's usually how it goes. Right. So, and then on top of that, like your run game is stagnant, like you said. And then the Eagles are the best 3-2 football team that I've seen. They had some bad luck, but you look how good Tampa Bay is, and they went into Tampa Bay and they took that W home. I mean, the Eagles are a really good football team. So, didn't they beat Tampa Bay last week?
No, I'm pretty sure
before?
Tampa beat them.
Yeah, I thought Tampa Bay won that one.
Yeah, Tampa won the
They might
Tampa
have.
won the rematch. Yeah.
And wasn't they beat them real bad too?
Hold on, I'm about to double check right now. Oh shit. Hold on. Yeah, they beat them 33-16. They beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah, so I mean the Eagles, like, all right, so we get into like the thing, right? I thought the Browns would be all right. You know, their defense is really good, man. But when you look at what the Eagles got, I'm not really impressed with this victory, dog.
But the Eagles are having the same concern me and you were talking about last year, Cam. They can't run the ball, and they're depending too much on Hurts. And you have a really good running back, and you still can't run the damn ball.
So here's what it was. They beat the Packers, who's a decent team. They lost to the Falcons, who turns out they're a pretty good team. They beat the Saints. They took them against the Bucks, and they beat the Browns. And that what I was looking at here is for the Eagles, they got the Giants next. That's most likely a win. They have the Bengals. The Bengals are broken. That's most likely a win. The Cowboys and what happened to them tonight, the Eagles have a pretty clear path. So they're going. You see 3-2 now. I said they're the best 3-2 team, and that's because they're still going to win 10 games. Like their schedule gets really light right now. Like it gets almost non-existent. So, but yeah, Cleveland's a bad football team. But 16 completions for 168 tells me the receivers were being tackled the second they got the ball. Nobody was getting open.
Yeah, having to resort to check downs and little drags across the middle, nothing big.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy, man? I can't believe. Well, one, I know Amari Cooper is good, but he's kind of long in the tooth right now. You know, he's been in the league for a while. So I don't expect it like that. But the fact that you got Jerry Jeudy too.
And you got David Njoku. You have weapons.
You got weapons, man. There's some weapons on this team, man. And I don't know. But that's just Cleveland for you, bro.
Just because you have weapons doesn't mean they're doing their job.
Yeah, that's true. But it doesn't mean, but that also goes into the play of Watson too, because we've seen him play like absolute dog water too.
All right. So, gotta go back. We ain't passing without talking about this. Where them boys at now? Boy, this was an ass whooping.
Jared Goff is him, bro. And anybody who says otherwise is nuts.
Yeah, not Kurt. Hold up. No.
Man, Watson was MVP level. Come on.
No.
That's hella disrespectful, bro.
No.
Yeah. Watson could have won MVP during his prime. I mean, Jamarcus Russell couldn't start a game. No. All right, so Cowboys got their ass beat.
yeah, man. Like, we're not even entertaining that, but I had to say that. But Jesus, man. But first things first, man. Prayers to Aiden Hutchinson, man.
Yeah.
Really, really bad leg injury, man. And it didn't look very good either. So prayers to him, man. Hope it's not as serious. And he can just really not just play, but walk again. You know, because that when you get carted off for a leg injury, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And they put your leg in the plastic bag. That's pretty bad. So hopefully, you know, he can heal up and come back to play, but also walk again, man. Crazy game. And they were they were up a lot too. So I was like, man, you know, why was he in there? But you gotta keep playing, you feel me? But nonetheless, man, the Cowboys get the stuffing beat out of them, and it ain't even Thanksgiving. What in the world do you think about this, man? Is it still their year?
Look, this is the tale of two storylines of the Lions' offense being that dominant.
Oh, stop it!
And then Dallas just being that bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
NFC North is pretty good.
Yeah.
What we saw tonight was the most underrated defense in the league. The reason the Lions got up there is because their defense was completely dominating line of scrimmage. They were in Dak Prescott's face every 3 seconds. He was having zero time to throw the ball. Couldn't get the run game running. Rico Dowdle, shout out to Gamecock Nation. He had 5 for 25, which means, he was running the ball effectively, but it got so out of control so quickly with the defense putting them in 10-yard scenarios and 30-yard scenarios and scoring really quick that it was now to throw the ball, like we talked about earlier. It just got in such a big hole, but that Detroit Lions defense is the best defense in the NFL, and I stand on that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Detroit's
man.
definitely loaded.
Yeah, like I told you, man, I knew that their defense would take a step forward when they got Terrion Arnold. I knew he was good, man. They needed some corners. What's good? Well, I see you over there, Heavenly. I see you.
My co-host.
Nah, man, but this was an ass whooping, man. Ass whooping supreme. This was rough, man. But nonetheless, man, the Detroit Lions.
They got drugged, bro. I said this was rough is right. You're correct. If you're
this was bad. But my thing is, thing is, all right. There's been talk about the Cowboys not signing Derrick Henry. Okay, whatever, right? But where's the running back by committee, bro? You got Rico, you got Zeke, and you got Deuce Vaughn. Somebody got to run the ball. You can't just feed somebody the ball, right? You can't just blame. You can't blame it on I ain't get Derrick Henry. You gotta be you gotta feed everybody.
They couldn't, man. The defense had them on the other side of the field, and they're scoring at will. You already down 20 points. You can't run the ball. That's the big problem. It's not that they didn't want to. They just that opportunity had sailed because that defense was so good.
Had to abandon it.
No, yeah. I'm not even just talking about this game. I'm just talking about in general. In general, they should be using more backs than Zeke and whoever else they got. They should be using them.
I mean, this is a trend. They keep getting behind really, really large. But yeah, to the point, in the previous games before this, you got Zeke, you got Rico Dowdle, you need to try to establish the run. Dak Prescott's not going to be able to throw the ball if 11, $10 million guys are out there knowing he has to throw the ball. You're absolutely correct. You got to do something, man. You got to give the ball to Zeke, give the ball to Rico. Just do it. Do a 2-back set. You're 100% correct. You've got to get that going. And that's the problem in Dallas. Dak Prescott can't throw the ball, and everybody knows he's going to throw the ball. These defenses are too talented.
One-dimensional.
Correct.
Yeah, man. And it's gonna be rough, man. Like I said, man, we always say
you always say
but it ain't happening, man.
I don't know what we always say.
Not this time. Not out. Yeah, it's over. That was over, man. So let's get into.
Nobody heard what you said.
Nobody heard what I said.
No, you said we always say, and then it froze.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, well, like I always say, Dak is good at cleaning up his own messes, right? But that was just a crime scene. You're not gonna clean that up. That's all I said. That's all I said. But
thank you.
Wait, hold up. Let's see this.
This is the most ridiculous statement of the night. So this guy is obviously a troll looking at his name. But I mean, Love is probably the most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
He likes Cox too, Andrew.
Yeah, game. It has to be with game, right?
Good thing they paid CD. No, that's not a good thing, bro. Because they probably could have used some of that money on Derrick Henry.
And Michael.
You got to be careful with the word cock. Like TikTok will ban you, and like you can't say go Cox. You're not allowed to be a Gamecock fan because if you do hashtag go Cox, you get banned for 2 days. I was like, wait a minute, like, and then I'm like, I guess I'll use Gamecocks from now on.
Well, I mean, that is their real name, Yeah, but we'll get into some of this next week's action, man. Big game. This is for probably the lead or share of the league in the NFC North, man. We got the Lions going into Minnesota to take on the
We already know where you're going. The Darnold train.
You already know where I'm going. Of course you know where I'm going. Darnold. Come on, man. 6-0. We keeping it going. The Darnold train is going. Choo. Let's go, baby. Thomas.
What you call him before? Didn't you call him Dan Arnold or Sam Arnold or something?
Yeah, or Aaron Darnold.
Yeah, Aaron Darnold. Yeah.
I mean,
but the Darnold train continues, man. But this is going to be a good game because the Lions have a really good defense, as we discussed. But the loss of Aiden Hutchinson is huge. It's huge. So I don't really know. I don't know how bad that's going to affect them, man. But Darnold is Darnold, man, and I'm rocking with it. But my question is this the game that they're debuting the ice jerseys though?
Maybe.
Because I gotta see that, bro. That's gonna be fire.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I've really had a good time with this Darnold train stuff, but I'm gonna be honest with you. This is where the train stops. Detroit is punching that ticket. Detroit is punching that ticket, and they're punching them in the mouth. I think this is where Minnesota gets punched back to reality. I think Jared Goff and crew, and with that defense, I think they got to come to Minnesota and smack Minnesota in the mouth. I see Detroit getting the dub, not by a lot, but I think this is where the train gets off. I got Detroit, man. That's my. I've got them coming out of the NFC this year. I got Detroit Lions, man.
All right, man. Don't be mad if the commercial comes on again. I'm just telling you.
So if Detroit smacks them in the mouth, are we still running that?
I mean, no, but the next week we are.
So I agree with Brandon, man. Look, I said this in the last segment. This is the best defense in the league. Detroit has the best defense in the league, and they're just so fast, so good. This is where your train ends. I 100% agree. Like, they're going to lose this game, and they're going to lose this game big. They have a great story to be 5-0, but this team is probably more of a 3-2 team with a few lucky bounces. Detroit's going to win this game by 20 in their house and put an end to this Minnesota nonsense.
I believe with Dr.
I
believe in Dr. McCockner.
Their D is not cheap. Like, Hutchinson's a big difference maker, man, but they're loaded. And they have pretty good depth on defense, too, man. Secondary is really good. The defensive line's still really good. It will affect them not having that guy coming off the edge. He's a big difference maker. But I just think Detroit's got too much for Minnesota. This is where the train gets punched out, man. Punch that ticket.
But damn, Andrew, the train, at least Brandon was nice about it. It's going to stop. Your ass said it's going to derail. This is a tragedy.
Oh, I'm so weak.
This is a tragedy.
This is like a
four carrier pile up, bro. That's what you said. This is over with.
I love the fact. I love the story, right? But sometimes bounces go your way that shouldn't. We see it every week. This is a farce. The Vikings are a fraud, dude. I mean, and the Detroit Lions are the real deal. Like, they are going to beat them by 20. And this is where their season is going to derail. If the Minnesota Vikings do not make the playoffs, I would be not surprised at all. If they make the playoffs, I would be surprised. That's how little I believe in this lucky bound team, but that shit comes to an end pretty damn quickly this week.
I like Andrew, man. Andrew is a very good mediator. This is fun. The Vic Queens are bad.
Okay, I take it back. I don't like you anymore, Dr. McCockey. Take it back. We was cool at first until you said that. We moving on to the next game. I can't believe it. They just gonna derail the Darnold train. This is crazy.
Detroit's gonna derail it.
Yeah,
damn, so good you had to show it twice.
I think I did it twice. My bad.
So good it had to be twice. Oof.
All right, man. Steelers by 30 in this one. I don't even care. Steelers by 30. Because the Jets, man, I hope they lose all their games, man. You gotta be kidding me. This some booty. Go ahead. Jets lose this by 30.
I want to hear what Andrew's got to say first.
So I was made fun of at the beginning of the year when I said the Steelers were going to be a 10-win team. Like people on my own show, James and Mac and Chris, who are NFL experts, they're like, they're going to win 6 games and Steelers are a bad team. And I'm like, first of all, Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, one of them is going to figure it out. These are good quarterbacks. Let's not get it twisted, right? So with the fact with both of them options there, you already knew what time it was for Mike Tomlin. He going to get one of them to understand and buy in, right? 2, Mike Tomlin is the best the best coach in the NFL. And he never gets the props he deserves, but all the dude does is fucking win because he doesn't have a lot of Super Bowls. They want to shit him, but it's not. I like the Steelers have the best of teams every year, and this dude still finds a way to have a winning record. No matter what, he had like 7 injuries last year to starters and still this is crazy. This is the best coach maybe we've ever seen under these circumstances. So I already knew the Steelers were healthy. They were loaded. The Steelers are going to win a lot of games this year. It was crazy talk to me when I heard people predicting Steelers to win 6 games and 5 games. Like, that was insane. Like, this is a good team and probably one of the best coaches of all time. Like, you look at his body of record, you cannot argue with my logic.
Yeah. I mean, I like what Pittsburgh's got, man. They're talented on defense. Justin Fields has been getting the job done, man. They're winning games. They're not playing bad football. It helps when you have a guy like George Pickens and Pat Frymuth and guys like that as well. The fact that they fired Robert Saleh leads me to believe that there is still some other turmoil going on. And offensively, the Jets are not really playing the way they should be. So I've got Pittsburgh as well, man. It's in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's playing better ball. Give me Pittsburgh.
Hey, and even though, like, dude, this team, the Jets, right? They might tank the rest of the season, bro. Because I guarantee everybody is looking at Aaron Rodgers like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Because we was good. Like, yo, dude, really? I think it's gonna be a mutiny, dog.
I
think this team is going to tank, dog. This team is going to tank.
Class. They got some good quarterbacks coming out this year. They could be looking to finally draft their guy.
Man,
I agree.
That man, I don't care what you do.
I
don't care what you do, but this season over for them.
His contract is next season and it's done, right? He's only got 1 more year after this on his contract.
I think it was a 2-year deal.
Is it 2 more years?
I think it was a 2-year deal.
Even more. So say there's 2 more years. It's the perfect time to draft one of these really good quarterbacks, right? Because if you get a high pick, just like you're saying, there's a ton of good quarterbacks in this draft. One of the best ones we've seen in a while. You let that guy study under Aaron Rodgers. You already paid him, so make the motherfucker teach him, right? And then you go out there.
He ain't doing that. He ain't doing that.
Aaron Rodgers ain't doing that, bro.
At this point in his career, I think he will, because I don't think he wants to play over 2 years. Hear me out. I don't think he wants to play over 2 more years. He's eating mushrooms in the off season. He's older. He just wants to sit his money and go get high. So I think the 2 years left is financially for him. He probably pinpointed, hey, if I play 2 more years for X amount of money, I'll never have to play again and I'll live comfortably, right?
I don't think he's got 2 more years on his contract, though. I think the contract he signed was 2-3 years tops. And he's already been there for 1, so
he has 1 more year after this year, at least I know, because I heard him say it.
Okay. Well,
I think 1 more is what he's got.
Either way, I ain't putting no rookie with him.
Hell no.
Nope. because he still feel some kind of way about what Brett Favre did to him. So the apple don't fall far from the tree,
I
and
mean,
he ain't gonna teach you nothing.
Brett Favre didn't do anything to him. Brett Favre got moved out of the organization to make room for him. I mean,
No, what I'm saying is when he got drafted, Brett Favre didn't want to teach him nothing.
But we see why now, though. That's what I'm saying. We were so quick to judge Brett Favre, but if this guy has been a prima donna like this the whole time,
maybe that's why.
Now, in hindsight, was not listening. So Brett Favre was like, "Fuck you." I mean, that's what I'm doing. I think the character of this man is really showing, like we talked about, and I think maybe Brett Favre deserves an apology for being accused of that. When I think this guy never even cared to listen to anybody.
I agree.
Brett Favre don't get no apologies, man. We call a spade because of what he did off the field. Okay,
well,
he even right now.
But I do agree with Andrew's point, though. I do agree with that because he's shown flashes of that arrogance, cocky, like worried about himself, all about this. And then you see how he got McCarthy ran out of town. And they come with LaFleur, but he doesn't want to do what LaFleur wants to do. He wants to do what he wants to do. Finds his way out of Green Bay. Now you see what's happening. It's like, dude, like grow up, bro. Like the Jets are in a place where I think Cam made a good point. This could be more than just this one instance. This could be deep rooted in the organization and in the team that they might be like, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with this at all.
Man, look, I'm telling you, dog, man. It's one thing for a guy to get fired, right? Like, all right, man, look, remember Tony Dungy with the Buccaneers, right? They were so good on defense, but offensively they couldn't figure it out, right? So that's cool, right? You get an offensive guy like Gruden and you figure it out, right? You win a Super Bowl. But when you do this early in the season, man, you create a hostile environment, man. And I just think this team is going to tank, man. Like, because who's really going to listen to Aaron Rodgers, dog? After this?
Well, go further down the rabbit hole real quick. If you're being courted by them and you're the next head coach, why would you want to go and be like, man, if I start 2-3, man, they're going to fire me. So, like, why would you take that? So you're not going to get a premier guy. You're going to have to go from the bottom again because you're not
going to have to draft.
Right.
You're going to have to draft because they don't want to do it Aaron Rodgers.
Correct.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's just a bad spot. The Jets are the Jets, and they're always going to jet, I guess.
It's an ownership problem and a quarterback problem.
I mean, this is an ownership problem, man, because you already knew what Aaron Rodgers was.
Mm-hmm.
You went out and you spent a bunch of money to put these pieces together, and you let this guy lead your team. Like, you know what I'm saying? We know Aaron Rodgers is good, but off the field issues matter as much as on the field talent.
They do.
So that was crazy to me. This is an ownership issue. They spent all that money on the defense, the receivers, the line. And then they bring in Aaron Rodgers, just head scratching. I mean, I get it. Name recognition, you want to sell tickets is the only thing that comes to my mind as to why they signed him to sell tickets, because he ain't the guy.
I think they thought they were going to get another MVP caliber season out of him because he was able to play in a different situation. That, I get him out of Green Bay. He's more motivated. He's going to play up to that level. I'm bringing guys in that he wants. He's got a good defense. He's got weapons. I think that's what they were thinking in their head. Like, we're going to get another good season or two. Team's already ready to go. We're going to run through the gauntlet of the AFC and win a title off of the back of Aaron Rodgers. And that just wasn't realistic.
Nope. He was booty. Doggy water, man.
Booty. Like the guy from UL Monroe. General Booty.
But honestly, my point is correct.
We did it, man. We made it through the show. The gauntlet.
That was the gauntlet.
We made it through the gauntlet. This was a crazy show. Man, there's a lot of stuff on here, man. I told you it was a good week for football, man. But as we move to our last segment, which is our closing argument segment, we just say, whatever, man. It don't really matter. This be a freelance topic anyway, man. So we'll just use this, man, for Andrew to say where you can find them, man. Where can we find you? Where can the people watch you, man, and get some of your villainous action?
So on X and TikTok at USC Fan 981, Facebook College Sports Villains, which is part of the Villain Media Network, which is a great group of guys that came together and have a similar vision, and I'm excited about what we're doing. But that's where you can find me. That's where we can find everybody. We have a new thing, and I'm really excited about it. Tuesday, if y'all are still down, we're going to do our very first Villain Media show. So I'm really excited about it.
Oh yeah, man, we down for the cause, man. Yeah, you ain't down unless you down.
It's going down in the DM.
Nah, bro, we going way back. We going Young Jock. It's going down.
Oh, okay.
We going Young Jock. Remember Young Jock, don't you?
No. I do not.
Oh Lord, that's back in Andrew's heyday.
Oh no, man. But yeah, man. But he's in a remote location.
I am in a remote location.
Nah, man. But before we get up out of here, man, anything you gotta say to the people, Brandon?
Yeah, man. For anybody watching live, we thank you guys. Thank you for all the guys leaving comment, leaving feedback, all that good stuff, man. The engagement is really awesome. If you really like this kind of content, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, whatever, make sure to like the video, man. It really helps with the algorithm, pushes the content out to all the awesome viewers that would really like our kind of stuff. Like we said before, all social media, Facebook, TikTok, X, YouTube, Twitch. If you want to listen on the go, all audio platforms, man. And they spoke about the Villains Media Network. Great group of guys. We defected from that other company, and we're ready to shoot to the top, man. If you like this kind of controversial, in-your-face, crazy sports debating that we have going on this show, on Kyle Sports Villains, and obviously No Mercy Sports and all that, definitely check out the new YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe to them. All of our videos, shorts, everything will be uploaded there. So it's a central place to be able to get to know everybody, watch all the content, and have a good time, man. So thank you guys for watching, and y'all have a great day.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. Special thanks to the Villains Sports Media Network, the villain Andrew himself for dropping in on us, man. And I am your host, your co-host Cam, and Brandon is also a host on here, man. We thank everybody for watching. Peace out.
Peace.